Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this is part 3 of my visit to 15 Collingwood in Northampton, and yeah, some more unusual glass, glass that I've not seen before, or even makers that I've not seen before. So yeah, it's been an interesting job, this one. Still frustrating in some bits, but yeah, I'm quite enjoying it. So let's get on and have a look at the glass. This is unusual as well. I've never seen this. Say 1980s Souffle Boucher mouth blown French art glass. Never heard of Souffle Boucher, but it's quite cool. Nicely done. I'll try and find them too. So the label on the bottom of that vase was this: VA Verre Souffle Boucher. Verre is glass. Souffle Boucher means mouth blown, like ferme la bouche, which is shut your mouth. A souffle, something that, you know, those little things that blow up. So there you go. Anyway, that's the label, or is it? It's a clear one like this. I think actually. The problem is that there's hardly any information on this company. There's a few labels. Nobody's telling me what it is. I found one vase that was like it. Oh, not that one. That one's quite cheap. That one doesn't look as nice. Doesn't look as complex. Oh no. What am I doing? I seem to have gone the wrong way. Yeah, I've gone the wrong way. Here we go. This one. This is the one that is the most similar to what we were looking at. It's on for 45 euros here in France. It's got the label. Here we go. So yeah, and this seems like quite a nice thing. It's the same shape as the one we were looking at, but with just a different pattern on it. There's this. This is quite nice. So this is sandblasted. With all these strips around the outside, and if you look here, this is from 2012, and people are asked. I think someone is clearly asking about this company, but they're not getting an answer that's helpful. Yeah. So. That's no good to me. And then I think there was another piece. Yeah, we've seen that one already. This one here, which was 14 euros. Again, for sale in France. Yeah, but I don't think that's not as nice. But it does. I think it has. There you go. There's the label. So yeah, so that's. At least I know what Souffle Boucher means, because I didn't know that beforehand. I knew what Verre was, but anyway, that's all I've been able to find out. It's probably older than 10 years. I suspect it's probably 20-30 years old, but yeah, I can't tell really. More unusual. Blenko, early 2000s Blenko USA, and it's got the label. Almost never see Blenko in the UK, so that's unusual. And another bit of Blenko. Yeah, we don't see this stuff here. I've had a go at trying to find both of the Blenko vases that were there, and I haven't had any luck. Blenko's an American sort of classic mid-century, if you're an American anyway, mid-century glass company. They produce a lot of things in bright colours. I particularly like the tangerine pieces, the amberina or whatever you call this, like faded colours that they do. Look at this. This is cool. But you can see how many different shapes they produced. They were prolific, and they produced a lot of glass, a lot of cool decanters that even I would I'd probably fall for, if I was an American buying decanters, I would be going. There's some Blenko ones that I would buy them even though I don't collect them. So yeah, they did some cool glass, but yeah, I can't find an exact match for either the olive green vase that was there or the emerald green one. So I have had a go through. I'm just scrolling this so you get an idea of what their output was like, and you can see it's lots of bright, lovely colours that they're doing, and design, just such a prolific. I think the designer was a guy called Wayne Hustad, the big designer, and yeah, he did masses of these designs. But anyway, I have had a look, and they were 25 and 30, I think, or 35 or something like that. Anyway, they are at the bottom end of 35. Is that really normally what the bottom end is for Blenko vases? So I think those prices are very reasonable, because they go up into the hundreds from there. You know, there's sort of like, there might be the odd one in the £20 range, and then you've got sort of like, then it seems to be starting about 35, 40, 50, and then it just keeps going. So I'm not going to go through those pages. I just wanted to show you the kind of things. It's its own thing. Yeah, there's just so much of it. So many different types of pieces, and so many colours, even in each piece. This is like a classic design. I quite like that one. And also, as I said, these orange ones are really nice. But anyway, and that's quite cool as well. Anyway, I'm going to stop now. You know what it is. It's Blenko. It's American. I think the prices that they'd got there would look very, very cheap, but it's difficult to tell because I can't actually find actual other examples of those shapes. So this is very interesting to me, because I see these around, not with this top, but the way this is made and the colour. So I've seen these before, and he's got 1980s Ivat vase, Tuscany, Italy. And the reason you notice it's an Ivat vase, Tuscany, Italy, is because it's got the label there. So yeah, I see them in brown and green usually. So I will look those up now that I've seen this one with the label. Yeah. So it looks like Ivat glassware made in Italy is as vague as the VA one. I've been punting around in here. People are highlighting things with the label on, but yeah, I've not been able to find anything like what we were looking at. I think actually, ooh, that's what we were looking at. What's that say? I think that's probably actually the vase we were looking at when it was for sale. But yeah, nobody's telling me anything about the company. That's what I wanted. Oh, that's a different one. That's quite nice. Let's see what that says. Sorry, I didn't see that before. Oh, no, it's not showing you it. Yeah, this is what often happens. You click through on things and the thing that you were looking at just vanishes. And you get something like this. Full of mistakes. Not Murano. That's not Murano. Anyway, that's not Murano, I don't think either. So, yeah, I've not been able to pin it down. Oh look, there's one of those fish. That's not Murano. So, yeah, I do. At least I know who makes that style of vase, but also I did see Blenko made that style of vase as well. So, yeah, it's a pain. Yeah, something they don't recognise. I don't recognise it either. But it's cased. That's quite a nice thing. Big. Put my hand next to it, you can see it's going to be 12 inches plus. So yeah, that's quite a nice thing. Also, next to it, Hortense. So I'm going to use this because I want to do some research on Polish companies. So now I've got another name that I've not seen before. So we'll see what they're up to. As you can see from this picture, it's bad news for Tenzya Glassworks. They didn't make it to the end of the 1990s. There's a little story about them here. They did employ, in the 70s, they employed 2,000 people. Exported to 120 countries. So they were a major concern, churning out a lot of glass, and it was hand blown. Yeah, that's sad. Yeah, they were a major concern. And yeah, I don't know what to say really. I will try and find out more about their glass. There's just a little potted history. This is a good website. Well, it could be good, but it's not finished, because when you go into some of the other sections, there's nothing there. But this little bit here, yeah, this is helpful. So, and it's actually showing me that actually a lot of the other, some of the glassworks are still going, and some of them don't look so great. So they look in various states of repair or otherwise. So that'll be interesting. So that's something for me to plough through later. Anyway, I will leave a link for this website in case anybody else is interested in Polish glass. Oh, and I should point out, as it did close before the end of the 1990s, it's definitely vintage, because, you know, it's going to be over 25 years old. Got a Bagley black polka dot handkerchief vase. That's quite nice. I think these are from the 50s. This is the 20th Century Glass website. I came here first. I was thinking, yeah, I won't try not to use any books for this, okay? So, however, he says this black polka dot was made in the 30s, and I'm thinking, that's not right. That's not right at all. And why would he say that? And yeah, it's made in the 1950s. So I'm going to have to resort to a book. I know it's in Andy McConnell's book. That's where I've seen it's the 50s. I'll just go and double check that. So this book is Miller's 20th Century Glass by Andy McConnell. He's very clear. 1957. In fact, he said it's made from 1957 to 75. You don't know what his source is. Yeah, he's got a range of prices here. And it looks like it's 1950s. Yeah. So, let me go on back and see, because 20th Century Glass normally has sources. So let's go and see if we can find them. The source he's got here is 20th Century Factory Glass by Leslie Jackson. He's, or she, I think, is quite trustworthy. So let's go there then. So this book is 20th Century Factory Glass by Leslie Jackson. And yeah, it tells you everything you need to know here. A range of black glass called Jatique was first made in the 1930s, was revamped after the war as the polka dot range through the addition of coloured enamel dots. I've seen pink dots as well. This was produced in new organic contemporary style shapes, such as the wavy rimmed handkerchief vases inspired by those of Bernini. See page blah blah blah. Launched in 1957. Okay. So yeah, the plain black glass that's Bagley is pre-war, and 1957 is the cut-off point to going to the polka dots. And the factory closed in 1975, which explains everything. This is interesting down here. Julian MacDonald. Is it marked or anything? Yeah. little black squiggles and everything. It's a bit like Grava glass, but there's shit going on inside there. You can see it's cased and it's got different colours and it's got little black splodges. It's quite an interesting little thing. That's a quality thing. Ooh, small, but really quite nice. Being as I'm a bit of a nerd, I had no idea Julian MacDonald is a fashion designer, Welsh fashion designer, and yeah, he seems to have his finger in lots of pots, and so I've been trying to track down what he's doing, etc, etc. And he was even on Strictly. But anyway, and he's obviously good because he worked for Givenchy, he was successor to Alexander McQueen. So yeah, he's been around the block a bit. And when you Google the glass, you can see, in fact, that is the one that we were looking at. But they've got a few other different designs on here. They've got this one with a clear outside. Got taller ones. Got the stripy. Yeah, he's got a few different designs on here. So the green version of this one is quite nice as well. I did quite like that. There was a lot in it for such a small thing. That was on for sale for 21. That's a bigger one. That's 208 now. So I think these are relatively newish. Looking at the things that are here, they looks like he's still currently going and making stuff. They are probably made in China, I suspect. I'm not saying definitely. So he's probably doing the design with it, playing with it a bit, and saying this is how I want it, and away they go. I did go into eBay, and this one took a best offer on 30. This one here took best offer on 25, but there's none like the one we were looking at. I think £20 seems like a very reasonable price because it's quite a nice design. I said I suspect it's made in China, but it is a nice design. No, I don't want any of his clothes though, not those anyway. So yeah, I think £20 is fine. But it is probably relatively new, but it does have a good name attached to it. This is nice as well. It looks, could be Murano, could be Japanese, could be, yeah, I don't think it's Kribska, but yeah, it's got lines of different colours, so you can see here it's got purple around the edge, and then it's got another ring there, and it's got another ring lower down. So it's initially looks one colour, but then when you look at it more closely, you can see it's actually a bit more complicated than you think. And here's something else as well, Home Guard. I've never seen one of these before. I think I've seen them in the catalogues, and I will find that one. You see, it's like asymmetric. It's like an asymmetric ashtray. It is a hefty chunk. So here we are back at the 20th Century Glass website, and here is the little bowl that we were looking at. It's a Home Guard one. Designed by Per Lueken in the 1950s. So yeah, and it is signed. It's got the date 1958. So I thought, seeing as we've broken with this idea that I'd have, that I try and do all of this one online, I thought, yeah, let's go with another book. And so that's what we're going to do. So this book is Scandinavian Glass, 1930 to 2000, Smoke and Ice by Lorenzo Viglia,
and Leslie Pina. Yeah, that's a mouthful. So anyway, this is the book. This is the pictures. And what does it tell you? Ashtrays around 1956. This one's marked 1957 and the other one's marked 1962. So you know they were made over at least a 5-year period, possibly longer. So yeah, and also in the one that we saw in on the website, there is actually 5 of them on there, so they are around. I've never seen one before, so yeah, maybe 20th Century Glass has sold a few, but I've never seen one. Even when I went to the glass fair, I didn't see one. Maybe someone had one, but I didn't see it. Anyway, so not a common thing. And yeah, so what I want to do is show you something else, that why books are good. So we'll jump forward a bit in this book. So this is what makes books good, okay? So this book gives you a potted history of all the designers, or not all, but quite a lot of designers, including Per Lütken. And yeah, he only ever worked at Home Guard. He worked there from 1942 to 1998, which in my mathematics I think is 56 years he was the designer there. Yeah, and he'd never worked with glass before going there. It also gives you some of the key things that he designed. Aristocrat, Cascade, Snowdrop. And yeah, I have a few of his decanters. I would like to get the Aristocrat one. And it has come up on eBay a few times. And I've always got bid off, which kind of tells you something about how well liked that design is. But yeah, I want it. I don't have it. Bagley Equinox vase from 1938. It's a frosted one. It's the bowl. Sometimes they're pressed out. This one's the posy bowl type, as opposed to the open type. So I'm back with 20th Century Glass. This is the bowl that we were looking at. It's described as Art Deco frosted bar. It's given the catalogue part number here, Equinox bowl, and this is the frosted version. Okay, so yeah, so far so good. Everything is right here, and then if I scroll down, you can see he's got different colours. There's a black one. Okay, so we know black one's 1930s because that's Jetique, and this one is from 1957 plus because it's a polka dot one. And then and also you can see there's open ones and closed ones. Okay, now what we do know from the books, okay, is that actually this is from 1938, this design. Okay, so that dates even the Jetique one as post 1938 through to 1957 when they started putting the dots on them. Okay, so and then also the book tells you that they were making them right up to 1975. So you don't get that information off the website. The other thing the book tells you is that this and this, or these two, are made from the same mould, and they use wooden tools to either press in the top like this or press it out like this while the glass is still hot. And so yeah, it's all of those. If you're a geek, you really love to know that stuff, and if you are just there to sell it, yeah, Bagley Equinox bowl 1930s will do you. So yeah, that's why I like books, because it has all that extra detail. Even the catalogues don't have those extra details. You do have to have some trust in the book, and even the books are not always right. So it's always nice if you can back it up, with catalogues. There aren't any Bagley catalogues out there, so you have to kind of trust the book and
hope that they're right. So there you have it. And the bad news is that there will be a part 4. I'm not sure it's going to be as long as the other parts. We'll see as we go. I've left a similar amount left over, so yeah, let's see how we go. And yeah, so with that said, all the references I used will be in the description below. All the contact details for 15 Collingwood will be in the description below. Also, I should tell you that Collingwood do sell their stuff online on Instagram. I don't think I've mentioned that. And yeah, so you can buy their stuff remotely. So just so you're aware. So if you see anything while I'm going through, so you go, ooh, I like this, you can get in touch with them and ask about it. What else? Yeah, so that's it. Please remember to like and subscribe. Helps my channel. And yeah, thank you for watching and have a good night. Good night.